How much money do you actually need to retire on? It seems like in the personal finance space, retirement calculators and formulas, they're like patootie holes. Every one of the gurus in this space has one. And in today's video, I'm going to do it like nobody else has done it that I've seen out there. I'm going to tell you a different way to figure out how much money you actually need to retire on. Let's get into it right now.
Shut up and sit down.
If you've watched any videos about how much money you need to retire or any video about the FIRE movement, conventional wisdom says you take how much money you want to retire on, you multiply it times 25, and say you want to live on $50,000 a year times 25 is 1.25 million. Then you can live on the 4% rule. You take out 4% of that. That's your 50K every year to live on. But there's several problems with this. Number one, how long are you going to live? Number two, how many kids are you going to have? What if one of your kids is in jail and needs really expensive attorneys because he started some sort of Bernie Madoff scheme? Or maybe one of your kids has some sort of disability or something that makes them stay at home and you're going to take care of them for the rest of your life. Or what if you start a business and it fails? Or what if you have a sick uncle or cousin? Or what if you win the lottery and you have an extra windfall of cash that comes in? There's so many variables in life that it's just like this idea of trying to save up to this magic number and then live off of that number and dwindle it down to zero on the day that you die, to me just seems like the hardest way to try to figure this out. And it's too daunting. And I think it's why a lot of people don't start early enough on the retirement path for their savings, because they don't know how much it's going to cost. They don't know what their life is going to look like. My idea, and this is going to just blow your mind, is to get a stream of income that flows into you to cover all of your expenses instead of having this big nest egg that flows out until you dwindle it to zero and then you die on the exact same day. So the first problem is you've got to know, what does my life look like in retirement? How much does it cost? You've got to figure that out. And I think the problem that I see a lot of people making, all these people in the FIRE movement, they want to retire in their 20s or 30s or 40s. And if you're in your 20s and 30s and you're shooting for a retirement in your 30s or 40s or 50s, you may not know what that retirement life looks like. You don't know what you're retiring to. You just know you want to get out of the shitty job that you're in now, not where you want to be in 10 or 20 years or 5 years or however long you think it's going to take. So the first part of this exercise, I think, really is to figure out, what do you want your life to look like in retirement? How are you going to fill your days? You got 40 hours you've been at work all week. Now you got to fill that with something to do. And a lot of times that stuff costs money. So a lot of people like Dave Ramsey and all these people say that your retirement income should be 80% of what your salary is, because they think you're not saving for retirement anymore. Your kids should be off to college and everything should be hunky-dory. Your mortgage should be paid off because he doesn't think you should have any debt. So they think you can live on less. But I think for the first few years of your retirement, your spending is actually going to go up. And then as you get older and you can do less things, then it starts to go down. But for at least the beginning part, your income, your expenses are going to go up. So what I want to do today, I want to take a sample budget, and I've tried to think of everything that I could think of what you might be spending money on in your retirement. And let's just look at some actual numbers and see if they match this idea that people think if you save $1 million, you can live on $40,000 a year with the 4% rule. And I just think this is a huge mistake, and people are underestimating how much money they actually need. See, the way that I did this was through buying real estate. And it's even harder to figure out, I need to buy 6 houses to make $50,000. I need to buy 12 houses to make $100,000. There's no way to tell in advance how many houses you need to hit this goal. But I think that's one of the good things about this plan is, like, I bought one house every year. And as I got closer to, I thought I needed $100,000 a year to live on. And now that it's taken me 10 years to get all these houses built up, I actually have a better idea of how much money I'm actually going to need. I don't think I need $100,000 to live on anymore. I still would like to have that buffer. If my total expenses are 70 grand, having 100 is really nice because that extra 30K can cover any kind of emergencies. I don't have to dip into any type of other retirement funds I might have. If I could live on just that income of 70 and have a buffer in there, then I should have no worries. So let's look at the numbers. Here's what I came up with. I got it on my official yellow little sticky note here. So I've got rent and mortgage at $1,800 a month because with inflation super high and rates super low the way they are, as of the making of this video, why would you want to pay your mortgage off? That makes absolutely no sense. The best hedge against inflation is debt. So I'm going to keep all my mortgages. I'm going to keep the mortgage on my house. And if I sold it and I wanted to go live in another country and I wanted to rent a place for a while, I calculated this number as well of what I think I would need to spend. So $1,800 is what my mortgage in Florida is. And I think I could live in Europe somewhere on $1,800 a month rent very easily. This budget, by the way, is for 2 people. So in America, I figure my wife and I would be spending at least $600 a month if we got on the ACA, the Affordable Care, Obamacare, whatever you want to call it, at our ages, in our 40s. My power bill is going to run about $200 a month. Water, $30 a month. Trash, $30 a month. Wi-Fi, $70 a month. My cell phones for 2 people probably run us about $150. That might be a little high depending on the plans and whatnot that we have. Groceries, I figure about $600 a month. Eating out in restaurants, happy hours, getting a few drinks at the bar, $400 a month. Entertainment, I put up $400 a month. This is things like going to concerts or going to a movie or just random entertainment that you might do out and about in town. Maybe you want to rent a jet ski for the day or rent a boat once a month or something like that. Car insurance, in this example, I've got us down to 1 car. So I figure car insurance runs us about $100 a month. Putting gas in the car, another $100 a month. Miscellaneous clothes, charity, whatever you might want to throw in here. I put $300 a month in for that. In this scenario, I figured we got a pet because we're old and lonely and maybe we want a little doggy or cat or something to play with. So vet bills, $50 a month. Pet food, $50 a month. We're going to need to stay in shape. So I'm going to get a gym membership for $100 a month. And then I put subscriptions, another $100 a month. This is your Netflix, your Hulu, your Better Homes and Gardens magazine, whatever. You're old now that you're retiring, you're going to have to buy magazines or something. That's what my parents do. They sit around and read magazines and the actual newspaper still. So subscriptions, $100 a month. Maintenance on the house, I put at another $250 a month. And then I put $200 for medical stuff if you got to go to the doctor and get a checkup or go get your teeth cleaned or whatever. I threw another $200 in there. And then I put, maybe I don't want to mow the yard anymore as I get a little bit older. So I put lawn care, $100 a month, and getting haircuts for the wife and I at another $100 a month. So then on top of this, I figure you're going to need a hobby in retirement. Maybe you play golf. Greens fees are expensive. Maybe you buy a boat. Boats are expensive. Where I live now, it costs about $500 a month to keep your boat in a slip. Plus gas is like $5 a gallon at the marina. Or, if it costs $100 to go play a round of golf and rent a golf cart and eat a burger at the clubhouse when you're done. So for hobbies, I put $10,000 a year. And then for travel, I put another $5,000 a year for a travel budget. Okay, so the grand total of all that stuff is $91,560. It's more than double the $40,000 that people think they can live on if they save up $1 million and live on the 4% rule. So if you want to hit this number of $91,560 through real estate investing, how many houses do you need? I have no idea. I don't know if you live in Ohio or California or New York or France or Zimbabwe. It depends on your market. It depends on if you're doing long-term rentals, short-term rentals. So one of the good things about my plan is, by buying 1 house every year, I was still able to work my regular job, do my day job, invest into the real estate market. It makes it a little bit more hectic. You do a little bit more work, but you can see how much each one of the houses make as you get better at investing in real estate. It helps you can figure out what type of properties make more money. You can fine tune the processes. With the stock market, you just put it in there and you just hope and pray that it just keeps going up forever and that there's not a worldwide pandemic or World War III or something that happens and crashes the market, right? You're dependent on all these external forces, whereas with the real estate, you're a little bit more in control of things. At least that's my feeling. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you've thought about what you want your retirement lifestyle to look like, if you thought about how much your retirement budget might be, if you're wanting to invest in real estate, if you're wanting to invest in stocks. Did I miss something? Let's keep the conversation going down below. I always love to hear what you guys think. And thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe if you want more content like this. And I'll see you in the next video.